this video will be how to change the drain tubes in a Samsung refrigerator. First we're going to unplug the refrigerator, and then we're going to remove the back panel by removing the Phillips screws along the panel. Some of the Samsung refrigerators have screws along the bottom, some of them don't. This one had an excessive amount of screws. I didn't see them. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. So once you get the panel removed, you'll see the drain tubes. There's going to be 3 of them. The main ones that we're looking for are these older style drain tubes here on the right. They're causing a lot of problems. They look like a duckbill, or that's what we call them. They get cracked or they get clogged, and that can cause either water to build up inside of them and then freeze up in the machine, or if they crack, air can get in, which causes the frosting up sometimes in the ice maker assembly. So I like to replace all 3 of them. Now they come with a gray tube to get the water from point A to point B. That gray tube, sometimes they don't fit, and you can take and replace them, or using the old ones if they're not damaged, or you can use the new ones and then just trim them down a little bit. So you just take and cut them, make them fit. You'll see here these ones are too long. I carry this one part number because I know it's going to work on every machine, and I just have to trim them down a little bit, and that's fine. You'll see here it's too long, so we'll take it out and use a pair of scissors if you can, if you have scissors. Probably a cleaner cut, but just needs a little bit of a trim. Try to trim it on the side that doesn't have the hole. If you need to trim on the side that has the hole, don't cut anywhere close to that hole. That needs that hole down there as an air gap or as an overflow, just in case it's clogged up at the bottom. And once you have them out, you just push new ones in after you trim it. It just pushes right up on that little round circle on the top. You'll feel it, or you'll be able to see it there. Now you'll see this condenser on this refrigerator is pretty dirty, and we'll show you how to do that in another video. But it's important to keep these condensers clean on any refrigerator, especially the Samsungs and the LGs. They do not do well at all with dirty condensers. You'll see here, this one didn't fit, so I took a little shortcut and trimmed a little bit off the bottom. That's all right, as long as you don't do any more than the amount that I took off here. Sometimes I don't want to fit up around those tubes, but just make sure it's on all the way so it doesn't come off in the future. If you get a little kink like that, it means you need to trim it some more. Just took a small bit off the bottom, make it fit a little better. This tube, all it does is water travels down it from inside the machine during defrost or near the type of cycles where it's not exactly cooling. I want to make that probably a little bit straighter than that. Now this one over here, you can see how they come apart. And this new style, like that one there, I don't know why they only put that on one side, but you can take and clean them out if they're not damaged with some soap and water. But definitely better to replace them. And you can use the old tube like that if they're too long. The black and the gray, there's really no difference other than length that I've found. Careful here, make sure it's unplugged so your hand doesn't get hit by that fan there. And be careful, your hands can get cut on this metal anywhere in here while you're doing this. Now once you get them in place, you're going to take and just replace the back panel, put it back on exactly how you took it off, but opposite. And don't forget those screws on the bottom. There's a ground wire right there in the middle. I accidentally took that screw off. You don't need to remove that screw, but if you do, make sure that that ground wire gets screwed back down. It's really important to keep these units field grounded. So we're going to replace all the screws, and then that's it. You're good. It's important to replace these every 2 years, or do the ice maker repair. We're getting frost in the ice maker, but just as general maintenance, you want to clean that condenser once a year or every 6 months, depending on how dirty it's getting, and you want to replace these tubes every 2 years. They'll save you a lot of headache on these Samsung refrigerators, I'll tell you that. Once you're done, plug the machine back in. If you turn the water off, make sure you turn that back on. Check for any water leaks, that type of thing. And be careful when you're moving the fridge in and out, not to scratch up the floor. They're a lot heavier when they're full of food. If you have a soft floor, you could definitely put some dents in it. The screw for the ground is a flat screw. You see I put it in the wrong spot originally. You're not done. Like I said, just clean up. Make sure everything's clear back there. Nothing blocking the edges.